Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
My name is Charbella Wad, and I'm choosing joy this year by putting God first.
My name is Victoria Castillo, and I'm choosing joy this year by spending more time with our lower school students after school.
My name is Emily Peak, and I'm choosing joy this year by pursuing STEM, invention, and learning through our CCS Invent Team Moses project.
My name is Jakari, and I'm choosing joy this year by being an active member in the football team and the track team, and I'm spreading positivity amongst my teammates.
Speaking of joy, now it's time to turn it over to our head of school, Mr. Minks.
Take it away, Mr. Minks.
Thank you, guys, and welcome to the State of School Address 2022. Our theme for the year, as you know, is Choose Joy, based on John 15:11, which reads, "These things have I spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full." When we selected this theme last spring, we had no idea how fleeting joy would become in our broader society. A colleague of mine at another school recently described the current state of our world as an outrage culture. Everyone seems angry and is looking for someone to blame. Our desire is that CCS be an oasis from this dry and thirsty land. Our theme certainly speaks to the joy that only Christ can provide. This year at CCS, at least 26 students have trusted Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. The importance of everything else in this presentation pales in comparison to that glorious fact. Our mission at Cambridge Christian School, for starters, is to glorify God in all that we do. There are 5 specific areas identified: academics, athletics, the arts, character, and service. We had one addition to our mission statement this year, which is rare, but very important, and that is to minister to students and families by sharing the message of Jesus Christ and the Bible. This is the primary reason we exist as a Christian school. Many schools, even some of the prep schools in our area, began as Christian schools and drifted. We will not. Our primary focus is still on kingdom education, and I want to look at one principle, number 7, the education of children and youth, if and when delegated to others by parents, must be done by teachers chosen with the utmost care to ensure that they all follow these principles. We are not a perfect school, and we do not have perfect teachers, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge how hard they have worked, particularly since the onset of COVID. First, it was teaching through screens. Next, it was teaching in person and through screens at the same time. And finally, we've had a year that has not exactly been the hopeful return to normal. Teachers in general are fleeing the profession at a record pace, and CCS has not been immune. But our Lancer teachers are thriving, which bodes very well for our students both now and moving forward. Today, you'll have the opportunity to hear from a number of our other leaders on campus. Let's check in first with our upper school principal, Dr. Austin Temperley.
Thank you, Mr. Minks. Choosing joy. I cannot think of a more appropriate theme for Cambridge Christian School this year. We give God all the glory for the great things happening on our campus and the biblical formation happening moment by moment. It is our honor to show you how our student body is using their academic, athletic, and fine arts passions to impact the world for Christ. There is not one moment that has defined this year, but several that have revealed the true heart of God's people. The most wonderful news so far this year is that we have seen over 20 students in our upper school who have given their life to Christ, with many others rededicating and recommitting to serving Christ. To God be the glory. One of our student leadership organizations, Ambassadors, is discipling many of those students who made a decision for Christ, while also leading middle school Bible studies and are themselves being discipled as they engage in regular on-campus Bible studies. True discipleship is taking place. This year, our STEM department applied for and received a grant through MIT to research, design, and build a working prototype water vessel named Moses that will detect red tide in the Tampa Bay region. Their findings could have significant ecological and economic impact on the local economy. Throughout the process, the team has been in contact with local environmental organizations, local businesses to conduct data. They have been interviewed by local news affiliates and will travel to Massachusetts this summer to compete against 7 other schools who received a grant in the Invent Teams competition. Stay tuned for further details. Go Moses and go Lancers. We are pleased to announce we have added 2 new advanced placement classes to the course offerings list, AP Seminar and AP Environmental Science, and a dual enrollment course, Spanish, to our already robust list of advanced course offerings. Interested students will now have the opportunity to graduate with an AP Capstone Award and certificate if they meet the AP qualifications. Next year, we anticipate additional course offerings to challenge our student body. This increased course offering list is due entirely to our amazing faculty who are qualified and passionate about excelling in teaching. We are grateful for the opportunities afforded our student body. As we move forward, we pause to give God the glory for the great things being done in our midst. We are grateful for the increased enrollment so more families can experience Kingdom education. We are grateful for a capital campaign that will provide exceptional opportunities for our student body and the opportunity to partner with more families. On behalf of the entire upper school faculty and staff, it is truly our pleasure to serve. What God did this year is only the tip of the iceberg of what is to come. We are trusting His goodness and thanking Him in advance for His provisions. That's the state of the upper school. Let's check in next with Tracy Moss to hear about lower school.
Thank you, Dr. Temperley. In spite of the many challenges presented to us over the past year, our lower school experienced a wonderful and exciting year. I believe the year can be best described as continuous learning and growth for students and staff at Cambridge. We welcome 78 new families to lower school, added a new kindergarten class, 4th grade class, 6th grade class, and increased our amazing instructional team with the addition of 3 new teachers. Mrs. Tara Johnson, kindergarten, Mrs. Abby Orlando in 4th grade, Mr. Cam Asherbranner in 6th grade. These teachers are a wonderful addition to our outstanding instructional team. God continues to send us educators and staff who are professionally equipped and passionate about student learning. This summer, 14 members of our lower school instructional team traveled to Orlando, where they engaged in high-quality professional learning experiences that are anchored in research-based multi-sensory teaching strategies for diverse learners. A second team of teachers from our physical education department attended the SHAPE conference in Orlando, where they too engaged in high-quality professional learning experiences connected to effective classroom strategies and practices. This year, we strengthen learning environments in the classrooms at every grade level with upgrades to our STEM program, technology tools, and devices, including upgraded devices at each grade level and an additional 3D printer in the lower school technology lab. In November, our 4th and 5th grade students participated in a school-wide science fair competition. The 8 finalists will represent Cambridge Christian School in March at the Hillsborough County Regional STEM Fair in Tampa. December was filled with outstanding productions and performances by our Lancer students in our lower school fine arts program, under the direction of Ms. Sharon Jordan and Mrs. Teresa Vath. Our lower school band, under the direction of Dr. Toney, continues to edify their talents and abilities as they prepare for upcoming events. I love when our students use their gifts and talents to glorify the Lord and spread the love of Christ. In February, lower school will host a Math Olympics competition. Students will compete against grade level peers in a variety of categories through a series of 4 11-minute math tests. In March, we will recognize participants for their good work and announce the winners of the competition. It gives us great joy to create new opportunities for our students to demonstrate their talents, skills, and abilities. This year, we have been intentional in our approach to student-led learning in all areas, especially in the area of leadership. On campus, our lower school students assume leadership roles in a variety of ways. Safety patrols, chapel worship team, our Christian Student Leadership Council, and as mentors for our Lancer buddies. These leadership paths are a conduit for our students to make connections, build a sense of community, and serve others as they strengthen their personal leadership skills. Our lower school students demonstrate servant leadership in visible ways. We continue to sponsor 10 children from new missions with funds received from our Chick-fil-A lunch days. We collected approximately 200 shoeboxes filled with school supplies, toys, and other small gifts for children at new missions in Haiti. Our CSLC, Christian Student Leadership Council, helped to collect food items to be delivered to students and families at Oak Grove Elementary School. This spring, our CSLC students will help personally deliver the food items and spend time visiting with students at Oak Grove Elementary. We continue to partner with American Heart Association by participating in Jump Rope for Heart in February. So, the evidence is clear. Amid the challenges presented to us over the past year, Cambridge Christian Lower School students and staff continue to learn and grow. Academically, our students demonstrated excellence in the classroom and on nationally normed assessments, with the majority of our lower school students scoring at or above grade level. Spiritually, our students demonstrate the characteristics of Christ in their daily walk on campus and beyond the borders of our fences in tangible ways. I am so grateful for the high-quality educators I have the privilege of serving beside every day, and for the positive, supportive families who strengthen our approach to high-quality teaching and learning. It is with great anticipation we embrace the new opportunities just ahead this semester. Thank you for sharing a growth mindset, spirit-filled heart, and commitment to helping us as we continue to build a strong spiritual and academic foundation for our students.
Now for some nuggets from our annual data dashboard. CCS is breaking enrollment records. We eclipsed 700 students this year for the first time since the mid-90s. Waiting lists have become a reality as we have exhausted capacity in many grade levels. As far as annual fund giving goes, parent participation increased for the 5th year in a row, and giving is up 26%. We made our annual fund goal last year and already made our goal for this year. I want to thank you for your generosity, even as this pandemic has extended beyond what any of us imagined it could. Let me tell you about the class of 2021. This graduating class included 53 young men and women. Our students continue to obliterate state and national numbers on SAT tests, ACT tests, and AP exams. 32 of them graduated with honors. There were 8 AP scholars, 5 AP scholars with honor, and 5 AP scholars with distinction. In addition, 5 senior athletes committed to compete at the collegiate level, and the class as a whole was offered over $6.8 million in scholarships. We are proud of our graduates. Speaking of excellence in high school, STEM is thriving along with our students. Who better to tell you about our exciting STEM program and their recent achievements than STEM teacher Mrs. Tiesha Watson?
Thank you, Mr. Minks. Hello, I'm Tiesha Watson, upper school science teacher and coeducator in STEM. In case you haven't heard, 12 high school students in CCS STEM Engineering Principles class collaborated earlier this year to complete a rigorous application for the Lemelson MIT Invent Teams grant with a cash reward of $10,000. Yes, folks, that MIT. This class at CCS is educator coached by myself and our department head, Mary Seville. However, the direction of the invention and project management is completely student-led. The invention, application, financial reporting, technical design, assembly, testing, coding, and more are all completed by students. The invention is a motorized offshore environmental sensor, or MOSES for short. MOSES is an autonomous marine vessel that can travel up to 10 miles offshore to gather sensor data, which confirms the presence of red tide. MOSES samples and records pH, nitrate, and oxygen levels, and provides data for analysis, visualization, and distribution of harmful red tide bloom. This data can assist small businesses, tourism offices, and local populations along Pinellas and Manatee County coast. Several months ago, we were informed that our team won the grant, and when we heard the news, we cried tears of joy. Since learning of the award, the students have been prototyping a working invention. Grant funds cover materials and testing, and the class has regular deliverables due to Lemelson MIT. Student leaders are implementing project management techniques to stay organized and meet deadlines. In February, the Invent team will host a mid-grant technical review on campus, and a representative from MIT will check the progress of the invention. Additionally, the entire Invent team will travel to MIT's campus for Eureka Fest in June, where we will display the finished prototype and present their work to MIT faculty and other Invent teams, business leaders, inventors, and the public. Mary and I are so honored to work with such talented and hardworking students. We give God all the glory for how He is showing Himself personally to each student through STEM. In Genesis 1:26, God says, "Let us make man in our own image." Since we, the creation of God, are made in His image, we can also create from the materials He provided on earth. We are excited for the future of STEM at CCS and helping others discover their own God-given abilities. To learn more about the exciting happenings in STEM, please visit the STEM page at ccslancers.com or follow us on Instagram at STEM_CCS.
Hello, my name is Mark Butler, and it's my honor to serve as the athletic director here at Cambridge Christian School. Our athletic department's mission is directly in line with our school's overall mission, which is to glorify God, demonstrate excellence, develop strength of character, and serve the local and global community. This mission provides the foundation of why we do what we do in Lancer Athletics, which is to make every athlete a disciple. Sports provides an excellent opportunity for discipleship as students learn many important life lessons on sacrifice, self-discipline, perseverance, and community. We use sports to prepare young people for life as Christian leaders who choose character before career, wisdom beyond scholarship, service before self, and strive to follow God's will for their lives. Our coaches are challenged to use sports to develop champions for Christ and to produce disciplined, Christ-honoring teams that strive for excellence in all areas. We have 20 varsity level teams, 15 JV and middle school level teams, and over 50 coaches in our program. Our varsity teams compete in the Florida High School Athletic Association and have experienced tremendous success. Our teams have won 67 district championships, 20 regional championships, 32 combined state qualifiers and Final Fours, with 4 state championships. Lancer Athletics has produced 131 student athletes who have been recruited and went on to participate at the collegiate level. This past year brought many successes to be recognized and honored. Here are some of the highlights of our Lancer Athletic program for 2021. The varsity boys basketball team under head coach Evan Graham enjoyed a very successful 16-6 season, including winning the district championship and finishing as the region runner-up. The JV and middle school teams continue to develop their skills of the game as they progress through the program. The varsity girls basketball team under head coach Jacoby Truman had a season of growth and maturity, and with a very young team still finished as the district runner-up. That experience prepared the team for the current season and the success on the court. The middle school girls team enjoyed a solid season and really showed tremendous growth and learning. The varsity boys soccer team under head coach Kevin Hickenbotham enjoyed a competitive season, going 14-9-1, and the team had a balanced attack and were able to win several big games with a mix of youth and veteran leadership. The middle school boys team continued to develop as they learned the skills necessary for success. The varsity girls soccer team under head coach John Mendoza enjoyed another strong season, going 16-3, finishing as both the district and region runner-up, making them the only girls soccer team in school history to advance to that level. The middle school girls team played well as a team and worked hard to improve their skills. The varsity softball team under head coach Kevin Hickenbotham enjoyed some steady success, finishing the regular season with a respectable 9-9 record. The varsity baseball team under head coach Stephen Piercefield had a mix of youth and experience and won some big games during the season, finishing with a record of 9-12. The JV and middle school baseball teams focused on the fundamentals of the game and experienced growth in their skills. The varsity tennis team under head coach Hubert Toney worked hard and improved throughout the season. The boys were competitive, finishing at 6-8, while the girls had a full team for the first time in a few years and had a season of growth that should produce some exciting results this season. The track and field teams under head coach Ray Friedman had strong success on the track with some exciting results, including 9 individual and relay district champions, 3 region champions and 7 individual and relay teams qualifying for the state meet. There were also 2 individual state champions and 1 relay team state champion. The middle school track team competed hard and had fun learning and competing against other competition. The varsity volleyball team, under head coach Jules Kalina, had a tremendous season, finishing with a 16-11 record, some strong finishes in a couple of tournaments, and winning the district championship for the first time since 2012. The JV and middle school volleyball teams demonstrated teamwork and skill development, which will help them succeed. The varsity football team had a transitional season of growth and learning under head coach George Johnson, ending with a 2-8 record. However, with this learning came the growth necessary to provide for a solid outlook for the 2022 season under our new head coach, Steve Stanley. The varsity bowling teams, with a mix of youth and experience, had a very solid season. Under head coach Jalinda Galogli, the boys team finished the season with a 15-3 record, finishing as the district runner-up and qualifying for the state tournament, finishing in 3rd place. The girls finished with a 12-3 record, finishing as the district runner-up and qualifying for the state tournament. The varsity cross-country teams enjoyed another outstanding season under Coach William Steinel and Ray Friedman. The girls repeated as district and regional champions and finished as the runaway state champions in the state finals. We're also super proud of the girls as they were the FHSAA academic team state champions for the 2nd straight year. The boys team shined as well as they repeated as district champions, finishing as runner-up in the regional meet and 5th place in the state championships. Our Lancer cheerleaders under new head coach Sarah Price did an awesome job cheering our team on to victory and keeping school spirit high. They led the student body in some exciting pep rallies, and their halftime routines were spectacular. Our middle school cheerleaders did a great job cheering on our middle school football team and displayed tremendous spirit. We just recently completed our 32nd annual Lancer Golf Tournament on January 8th, 2022, and it was a tremendous success, bringing in over $30,000 in support of all of our Lancer programs. In conclusion, thank you to our staff, coaches, parents, and student athletes for all their hard work and dedication and commitment in making 2021 another outstanding year for Lancer Athletics. May the Lord continue to bless all of our athletic programs in the coming year, and thank you for your continued prayers and support, and go Lancers.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hubert Toney Jr., Director of Bands at Cambridge Christian School and a member of the Performing Arts Department. There are 6 band classes at Cambridge. There's a 4th grade beginning band, a 5th grade beginning band comprised of students in their 2nd year of band, a 6th grade intermediate band, and a middle school 7th and 8th grade band, a high school band, and a world percussion class. But you ask, Dr. Toney, what if a student is not in 4th grade and want to start an instrument? For students who want to start an instrument and are not in 4th grade, they are required to take private instrumental lessons from a local music teacher. This is so that they could catch up musically with their classmates. If their classmates are playing a medium grade 3 difficulty level of music, the new beginning instrumentalist is unable to play and perform with their classmates. They can become frustrated and not want to continue. Therefore, they're required to take private lessons to accelerate their progress on a concert band instrument. Speaking of concert band instruments, what are the concert band instruments? Beginning band instruments are flute, clarinet, alto saxophone, trumpet, trombone, tuba, and percussion. Percussionists are required to play all of the standard percussion instruments, including the snare drum, tenor drum, timpani, xylophone, bells, chimes, and cymbals. There are other concert band instruments also. When a talented student is showing promise in the 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, they may be asked to switch to the oboe, bassoon, or the French horn. In addition, band students who also play piano, bass guitar, or drum set may be asked to play these instruments for a jazz ensemble. Rhythm instrumentalists who do not play concert band instrument and want to participate in a jazz ensemble must be able to read medium difficult music. Class meeting times. The 4th grade beginning band, 5th grade beginning band, and 6th grade intermediate band meets 3 days a week, missing their physical education class. This is a tough decision for some students because they must give up spending time with their friends who are in physical education. The middle school band, high school band, and the world percussion class meets 4 days a week in our current block schedule. The high school band and selected 7th and 8th graders perform at football games and pep rallies. Are performances required? Yes. Band like choir and drama are performing arts classes. An important part of learning how to play a band instrument is learning how to perform in public. Therefore, each ensemble performs publicly 4 to 5 times a year. The performances include football games, a fall concert in November, solo and ensemble music performance assessment in February, concert band music performance assessment in March, a spring concert in April, and performances at chapel in the fall and spring. What type of music do the bands perform? The music selections are from many genres. This year, our compositions have included rock and roll standards, soul standards, movie soundtracks, jazz standards, and concert band standards. Being a member of bands at Cambridge requires a commitment. Having a quality high school band starts in the 4th grade, and it takes 6 years of maturity for students to develop musical skills, knowledge, and understanding to perform at a high level. Thank you for this opportunity, and remember, don't do anything from selfish ambition or from a cheap desire to boast, but be humble towards one another, always considering others better than yourself. And look out for one another's interests and not just your own. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at our next performance.
Thank you to so many of you who completed the annual parent survey in November. I want to tell you, as I always do, about some of the scores. One of the highest scores was the area of a caring and nurturing environment. Actually, that was the highest score. We love to hear that because we want that to be our identity as a school. It's wonderful to have our families back on campus to join the larger Lancer family, and that helps. A second high-ranking item was safety and security. It's always encouraging to hear that you feel we're doing well here. We're committed to this being an area of continual improvement. And the third area I want to name is the educational program in the lower school. That's what you ranked 3rd highest of all the choices. Our lower school leadership and teachers have worked hard to improve our program even since being named a Blue Ribbon School last year. This acknowledgement is affirming. And of course, I want to mention the lowest scores. The first was facilities. You want better, and so do we. There's more to come a little later regarding the master plan. You'll hear from Mr. Jones with the details. The heart of Lancerville will never change, but our facilities will be improved. Another area was food service. We hear your concerns regarding the requirement to order in advance and some being less than thrilled with the hot lunch offerings specifically. And we will assess and make appropriate adjustments moving forward. The third area I want to mention is affordability. This will probably be difficult to ever remove from the 3 lowest scores, as understandably everyone would like to pay less. We remain committed to being accessible not only to affluent families. We give away over $1 million every year in need-based tuition assistance. We also remain committed to staying below the average annual increases at comparable Central Florida schools. That's research we do every year. And finally, we remain committed to increasing the value of the Cambridge experience by pursuing continuous improvement. A major part of continuous improvement is our ongoing master plan. Let's get an update now from our Director of Development, Mr. Ed Jones.
Thanks, Mr. Minks. 2 separate times last week, I was sitting in my office and I had the chance to engage in unexpected conversations that were really an encouragement to me as it relates to the future of Cambridge Christian School. One of those conversations was with a teacher. She explained to me how she had previously broken her foot, and this was very difficult news for her since she was an avid runner. The doctors told her she wouldn't be able to run again. But then she explained to me that after a great deal of physical therapy and rehab, she was able to run at full strength with the approval of her doctor. She went on to tell me that she was preparing for a half marathon and wanted to use her platform to inspire her students and to raise money with all of the proceeds going towards Cambridge Christian School. That same week, a parent stopped by my office out of the blue, and she explained to me that her elementary-age son wrote a letter to a famous YouTuber asking him to give towards our Built for More campaign. Many of you have heard me joke about how it wasn't the age facilities that impressed me when I arrived here at CCS. But I do continue to be impressed by the deep loyalty of so many associated with the school, including teachers, parents, and students. On November 6th, under the leadership of Liz Myers, our Denim and Diamonds Gala event at Armature Works did an amazing job both highlighting the impact of Cambridge Christian School as well as raising money toward tuition assistance for students. Thanks to many of you, we were able to raise over $220,000 in one night to provide financial aid for those students that need it at CCS. I would like to say a special thank you to the Weatherford family for being our title sponsor, as well as the Bast family and Armando Hernandez with Mandy Electric for providing matching gifts that helped compel others to give so generously that night. The following week, we held the official launch of the Built for More Capital campaign to raise the funds needed for phase 1 of a 4-phase plan to change the capacity, change the look and feel of our campus. The launch event included a high-level overview of phase 1, along with a tour to see the locations of the new parking lot, upper school building, and athletic field. We also heard from department heads regarding the benefits of the new facilities to their area of study. The goal of the event was to start conversations regarding Built for More Phase 1, and it did just that. We are continuing to have conversations regarding details of the build and what each family connected with CCS can do to help. So now for the million-dollar question, actually the multi-million-dollar question. You say, Ed, when are we going to break ground? Let me tell you first, there are several factors that need to align in order for shovels to go into the dirt. The good news is that many of these have happened or are happening, which means we're getting close. First, money continues to come in from the $3 million in pledges raised during the Grow With Us quiet phase of the campaign. If you are one of those donors, I would like to say a special thank you for seeing the vision for what is soon going to come to fruition. Secondly, the Built for More campaign is off to a great start with over $2 million in pledges in less than 2 months. If you've already made your pledge, thank you. Thirdly, we're getting close to securing funding for the build while the money comes in from those and future pledges. All that to say, we're on track to break ground on the new parking lot and upper school building this year. But that doesn't mean we're done. We do need your help to cross the finish line. If you haven't yet made your pledge to the Built for More campaign, please go to ccslancers.com/build and make your pledge today. Let me be clear, we're asking for widespread participation at whatever giving level you're able. Some of you may think your giving isn't able to make much of an impact on the larger goal. In actuality, your giving speaks to the confidence you have in the students and staff of Cambridge Christian School, the confidence that our students and staff are built for more.
I want to alert you to 2 things. One, the name of our biannual school publication has been changed from Connections to Lancer Life. I hope you received it, but if you don't have it, be sure to request a copy. Also, be sure to install our school app. That's right, we have a brand new school app released recently. You can use it as your central hub for all things Cambridge. Cambridge Christian School is flourishing, in part because we are committed to ongoing improvement. Your partnership and input are a big part of that progress, and we are thankful you are part of the Lancer family. Thank you again for trusting us with your most prized possessions for another school year. And please continue to pray for us as we continue to pray for you. I thought I was as energetic as could be. I don't know.
So now, for the million, yeah.
Whoops, I blew that. Can we go back?
Let's check in next with Tracy Moss to hear about lower school. I think I blinked too much.
I just messed up. I know Austin always takes one take, doesn't he?
doesn't. He does.
So I just need to go back.
Oh, okay.
We're on Facebook Live right now.
Providing for,
Oh, sorry.
But just so many stats and stuff. 2023, I'm just gonna say thank you for a great 2023. We did great. And now on to Shawn Minks for the rest of
Goodbye.